They say nightmares end the moment you wake up. But what if you never truly wake? My name is Ethan Cole, and this is my nightmare. I woke up on a cold floor. My head throbbed. The air smelled of dust and rust. There was no window. Just one door, plain wood, slightly open. Light leaked through the crack, pulsing like it was alive. I stood, my knees shook. The whisper came from beyond the door. A woman's voice, soft pleading.
Don't open it.
I opened the door anyway. The hallway stretched forever, bathed in flickering fluorescent lights. My footsteps echoed one after another. But no matter how far I walked, the hallway never ended. Every door I passed looked identical, and from behind each, I heard breathing. I turned around. The door I'd entered through was gone. Now, there was only forward. Finally, a door that looked different, black, covered in dust. I pushed it open and stepped into a room of hundreds of them facing me. Each reflection was me, but wrong. Some were smiling, some were crying. And one, directly ahead, didn't move when I did. I lifted my hand, it stayed still. Then it tilted its head, smiled, and whispered, "I'm the one who woke up." When I opened my eyes again, the mirrors were gone. Only darkness remained. I called out, no answer. Then I heard my name. Ethan. The sound came from everywhere, behind me, above me, inside me. It was my own voice. I began to run. My footsteps splashed in water that wasn't there. I ran until I saw light again, and found myself back in the same room. Only this time, there were 4 doors. Each door whispered, with my voice, "Wake up, don't go there. Please, help me, I'm still dreaming." I screamed for them to stop, but they only grew louder. I covered my ears. The lights blinked out, and when they came back, a figure stood before me. Tall, faceless, its head twitching like static. It raised one hand and pointed at a new door behind me. On it, carved in something wet and red, were the words, "The last room." The door pulsed like a living thing. I reached for the handle. It was warm, like skin. Inside was my bedroom, the same one I'd fallen asleep in days ago. Except everything was off. The walls breathed, the clock ticked backward, and on my bed, I saw myself. I was lying there, eyes closed. I watched me breathe. I grabbed the body, shook it, but it was like touching smoke. Then stopped. The floor cracked beneath me, and I fell down into black. When I opened my eyes again, I was back in the first room. The gray walls, the single door. I screamed, kicked the door open, and the hallway stretched before me again. The whispers returned, this time louder, and all of them were saying the same thing. "You died in your sleep. I think I understand now. This isn't a dream. It's a loop, my punishment. Every time I open the door, I live it again. But I can hear you now, yes, you. Listening, watching. Be careful tonight when you close your eyes. Because sometimes the dream doesn't end. Sometimes you wake up in the last room." They say mirrors never lie, but they also never forget what they've seen. Some reflections aren't you. There's something waiting, watching, pretending. My name is Claire Weston, and I used to think I was alone in my apartment. I was wrong. I just moved into my new place, small, quiet, old. It smelled faintly of polish and old wood. The landlord had warned me, "Don't move the hallway mirror. It's fixed to the wall." It was tall, framed in dark iron vines, like something from another century. The mirror bent light oddly, like it was filled with smoke. I should have trusted my instincts that day. The first few days were normal. Then things shifted. One night, while brushing my hair, my reflection blinked a second late. I froze. It stared back, and smiled, a slow, knowing grin. I turned off the lights and ran to bed, telling myself it was exhaustion. But when I woke up, the mirror was uncovered again. I hadn't taken the sheet off. I started seeing movement, not in the apartment, in the glass. When I walked past it quickly, I'd catch glimpses of something behind me, something standing just over my shoulder. Once, I turned too fast, and for a split second, I saw a hand pressed against the other side of the glass. On the fifth night, I couldn't sleep. The apartment was dead quiet, until I heard my name. Claire. I froze. It came again, closer. The sound wasn't from the hallway. It was coming from inside the mirror. I pressed my ear to the glass. Something whispered back, "Let me out." I stumbled back, but my reflection didn't move. I stopped looking at it for days. I taped a blanket over it, but one morning, it was gone. The blanket, folded neatly on the floor. The mirror shimmered faintly, like it was breathing. When I passed it, my reflection turned its head. Then it waved and smiled. I started digging. Old newspaper scans, records of tenants in the building. One headline caught my eye. Woman missing, last seen in apartment 3B. My apartment. She'd been found days later, sitting lifeless in front of her mirror. The police said she'd died in her sleep, but she was sitting upright when they found her. I searched her name and found a picture. In it, she was standing beside the same mirror, only her reflection wasn't facing the camera. That night, I dreamed I was inside the mirror. The world was silent, colorless, and there was a version of me standing opposite. She spoke first. "It's cold here, Claire. Your turn now." She smiled, black veins spreading from her eyes. Then she lunged. I woke up gasping. On the floor in front of the mirror, my hand was touching cold glass, and there was a fresh fingerprint inside. I tried to destroy it, smashed it with a hammer. Nothing. Hit it again, still perfect. Then my reflection began to move independently. It mouthed something, then reached forward from the other side. The room went cold. Everything felt heavy, slow, like my body wasn't mine anymore. She whispered, "Almost done." Then darkness. When I opened my eyes, everything was reversed. Backwards writing, upside-down lights. And beyond the glass, I saw my apartment. My body stood there breathing, smiling. I screamed, pounded on the glass. But no sound came out. She turned her head towards me and whispered, "Thank you."
My name's Adam. I just moved into a new apartment at 3B. Old place, but nice. There's this antique mirror in the hall. The landlord says it's been here forever. Sometimes when I pass by, I see something weird, like a woman's face behind mine. I can't make it out clearly, but she looks sad. Maybe I will clean the mirror later.